Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. All right, next matchup on the Summerslam 2025 Night 2 card was the 6-pack TLC match, or the 6-pack tag team TLC match for the tag titles. As it was the Wyatt 6 as they defended against Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Ray Phoenix and Andrade, and the Street Profits. I was actually very curious where this match is going to land on the card. And that was the second match. And up until this point, at SummerSlam, this was the 8th match on SummerSlam, the 8th. And at this point, it was the best match of the weekend. Best match. 100%. Yeah. They went out there and they killed it. They did what they needed to do, and I'm happy for it. Did this match steal the weekend, though? It's tough. It's tough. It is tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's tough. Like, I'll put it there. I'll say, okay, it did steal the weekend. I'll say that for now. Because the main event for night 1 was so good. And then the main event for night 2 was so good. So I'm like, damn. Where'd I put the TLC match and all this? I don't know. So. But I say it was one of the best matches of the weekend because it definitely was. All 6 of these teams killed it. They did what they needed to do. I love it. All right. So I actually was able to take some moves down. The first one was a botch, literally a botch. So the Street Profits had Joe Gacy. They Irish whipped him, rebounds off the ropes. They were supposed to hit him with like a double hip toss to the ladder. For some reason, they overshot it, and my man went all the way to the right. I was like, how the hell you do that? How do you do that? That was crazy. I was like, was he supposed to hit the ladder? He was supposed to hit the ladder, right? So then the crowd was like, do it over, redo. And Montez was like, all right. So he went outside, got Joe Gacy, and they did it again. This time, hip toss, bam, on the ladder. Joe Gacy bounced. And that happened. And then literally all in one motion, this is what happened. All in one motion, all in one scene. So Johnny Gargano hits the one final beat onto Joe Gacy through a table. Then the next one, Dexter Lumis hits a leg drop from the top rope onto Montez Ford through a table. Then the next one, Ray Phoenix hits a frog splash from the top rope on the Tommaso. No, it was Tommaso Ciampa. That was I think it's one of the Motor City Machine Guns. It was one of them. Boom. Through a table. And the next scene, you had Axiom. No, Angelo Dawkins about to go for something. Axiom stopped him. And then he just hits a Spanish fly that would have landed on Tommaso Ciampa on the table as well, but Ciampa moved. And then Axiom hits the Spanish fly on Dawkins through the table. That was all in one single motion. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was nuts. I was like, oh my God. I was up at this point. Then after all that, here comes the ladies. The ladies who I figured would be part of this match. Here comes Candice LeRae, looking to see if her husband's okay. So then she gets into the ring. She gets a ladder, and she starts climbing. Here comes B-Fab, who's associated with the Street Profits. She's stopping Candice LeRae, and now they're going at it. Then here comes Nikki Cross, who I figured would be a part of this, associated with the Y6. She comes in. She's climbing the ladder. Now all 3 of these women getting at it. So Nikki Cross and B-Fab get eliminated. So boom, they're down. So Candice LeRae is climbing the ladder. DIY is holding it down, making sure nobody interrupts. So it's not until Montez Ford kicks Tommaso Ciampa in the face, gets back in the ring. No, I'm sorry. He kicks, Montez Ford kicks Ciampa. Ciampa, wait, is it? I know Montez Ford kicks Tommaso Ciampa in the face. Ciampa goes down. So Montez Ford kicks Tommaso Ciampa in the face. Ciampa goes down. And then Tez pushes Johnny. Johnny goes into the ladder. Candice LeRae takes the bump of the match where she's falling from the ladder and then boom, goes through the other ladder. The other ladder breaks. She kind of landed on her side, so it looked like she didn't land crazy. So shout out to Candice LeRae for taking that bump. That bump actually looked pretty crazy. But luckily, again, she landed on her side, so she was good. And Johnny wanted to check on his wife, but then he's got a free lane to the tag title. So he's like, "You good?" he said, "You good?" Candice like, "You good?" I guess Candice was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." So then Johnny started climbing, and then boom, boom, boom. Then here comes Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy makes his appearance. No, wait. Eric Rowan made his appearance. Then the Street Profits took him out through a table. Then here comes Uncle Howdy. And now Uncle Howdy is climbing the ladder, trying to get the titles. And as he's climbing the ladder, there's people trying to stop him, and he's giving everybody the mandible claw. So he gave one to Nathan Frazier. Nathan Frazier took a hard bump down to the mat. Then I forget who he had next. I think he had Ray Phoenix. He had somebody. So my fault. I screwed up. So Uncle Howdy came in the ring. Axiom and Montez Ford were on one ladder. The Motor City Machine Guns had another one. Uncle Howdy comes in and pretty much parts the Red Sea. He pushes Axiom and Tez, and they fall on that way on the ropes. No, my fault. I'm tripping. I'm trying to remember everything as I go. So Uncle Howdy had it. Yeah, Axiom and Tez were on this ladder. Motor City Machine Guns were on this ladder. DIY intercepted them, and they pretty much took them off. So Uncle Howdy pushes the ladder onto Axiom and Montez Ford. Boom, they fall that way. Uncle Howdy pushes this ladder on, and DIY's on it. DIY falls all the way down to this side that had 4 stacked tables. And boom, DIY falls on all of them. You don't even see DIY after that. DIY is done. They're done. So now Uncle Howdy's on the ladder, and then there's like a couple people trying to get him off the ladder, and he's giving everybody the mandible claw. So here comes Andrade trying to stump Uncle Howdy, and he kind of does. Goes over, grabs him, sunset flip, boom, right on the ladder. Uncle Howdy bounces. Uncle Howdy's done. So now Ray Phoenix and Andrade look like they're about to win the tag titles, where here comes Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. They're back in the match. Andrade gets taken out, and then Ray Phoenix gets taken out with, boom, a tag team maneuver. Then from there, Joe Gacy climbs the ladder, grabs the tag titles, and the YS6 retain. Again, one hell of a match. At this moment, I had this as match of the weekend. Like, it was a tie between this and the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was like this. It was like this. But as the night went on, my opinion kind of changed. So, yeah, that was that. Great match. So far, night 2, looking amazing. All right, next match. Let's get it.